All right, hi everyone. We're gonna do a story time this morning all about bees. Who's afraid of bees? Well, both of you? I thought only Violet was. All right, they're a little bit afraid of bees, so I thought it would be good.
I don't like real bees. I just like stuffed animal bees.
Stuffed animal bees, yeah. But they don't help us as much as real bees do, okay? So we're gonna... Oh, yeah, you could. Okay. Oh, you didn't find it? Okay, we'll look later. So I have 4 books here. We're only going to read 2 of them, but know that the library has lots and lots of bees. This is Look Inside a Beehive. So this is a non-fiction book. Do you know what that means? Yeah. Non-fiction? It means everything in here is true. Okay? All right, so this is the first book the girls chose. It's called Look Inside a Beehive by Megan Cooley-Peterson. Gail Saunders Smith, PhD, consulting editor. Wow, that's a lot of people that know about facts. Non-fiction books means it's all true facts. Professor of Neurobiology and Behavior, Cornell University, Ithaca, New York. Wow, and this is published by Capstone Press. Let's read. This is a longer one. This is going to tell us all true facts. It's not made up. Just a minute. A home for honeybees. Honeybees live in hives all year long. As many as 60,000 bees can live in one hive. Oh my gosh is right.
Oh my gosh.
Building a honeybee hive. Worker bees build a hive in about 6 weeks. They first find a hollow tree. Do you know what that means? A hollow tree?
And they'll keep their honey seeds.
Well, yeah, after they make it. But what does hollow mean? It means there's a hole inside. So they go in and they start their hive. They first find
the animal moves away.
Right, exactly.
Like a squirrel,
Right.
or a raccoon,
Very good.
Or a lion.
Or a lion, yeah. They first find a hollow tree in a forest or town. The tree keeps the hive safe. All right, so that's where their new home is going to be after an animal moves out. You're right about that. Ooh, look at that close-up. Worker bees then build a set of wax combs inside the tree. Bees make wax inside their bodies. I don't know. It doesn't really. I think he's making wax. I think. Let's read how he does it. Worker bees shape wax into rows of cells. So these are the rows of cells.
And they spit on those.
They spit on those? Yep, let's see. Each cell is a small room with 6 sides, so that's called a hexagon. Bees build 100,000 cells in a hive. Wow. So 60,000 bees and they build 100,000 cells. All right, let's see what happens next. Inside a honeybee hive, a small hole in the tree lets honeybees buzz into the hive. Guard bees sting any enemies that try to enter. Would you try and enter there?
They only let bees in.
Only let the bees in. That's right. They don't want wasps in. They don't want other insects, right? Or other animals. Do you know what this one is? Do you know what this is?
A bee.
This says, starts with a Q. What starts with a Q?
Queen.
Queen bee. That's right.
I told you.
Yeah, that's right. The queen bee lays eggs in the center part of the comb.
So she makes all these.
Yes.
So she makes all these other bees come.
That's right. She's in charge.
Other bees. And she listens.
Oh yeah.
And they'll listen what the bees say.
That's right.
Queen has a lot of.
Who wrote this book? You guys?
No.
You know everything.
No.
Each cell holds 1 egg, and she lays up to 2,000 eggs every day. Every day. She's busy, huh?
And those little things, who she lays
They
the
each hold the egg, yeah.
That's an egg.
Worker bees store pollen in cells near the eggs. They feed pollen to the baby bees. So this is pollen that comes from the flowers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's what feeds the baby eggs in each
You
cell.
gotta put it in there for the baby.
That's right.
The babies are in there.
Yeah, they are. Look at. Oh, yeah.
All
right, guys. Worker bees turn nectar into honey. They store honey at the top of the combs. Yep. So the honey goes on top, and then by late spring, the hive is too small for all the bees. Some bees leave the hive. They will build a new hive before winter. So then they're going to start all over again. And this tells you, this has the meaning of all the different words. Yeah, that's silly. This shows you internet sites to go to and more books to read. So that was I know, that was a nonfiction book about beehives. All right, we would like to sing Bringing Home a Baby Bumblebee. Are you girls ready? All right, look. What are we going to do with this? What are we going to do with it? Ready? 1, 2, 3. I'm bringing home a baby bumblebee. Won't my mommy be so proud of me? I'm bringing home a baby bumblebee. Ouch! He stung me. I'm smushing up my baby bumblebee. Won't my mommy be so proud of me? I'm smushing up my baby bumblebee. Ew, how messy. I'm wiping off my baby bumblebee. Won't my mommy be so proud of me? I'm wiping off my baby bumblebee. All clean. Yay! Let's read another book about bees. This is called The Thing About Bees, a Love Letter by Shabazz Larkin, and it's published by Publishers Group West. And let me read, this is called the dedication page. This book is dedicated to my sons who teach me what it means to be fearless. Shabazz. So he wrote this book and he's dedicating it to his boys. When a bee and a flower love each other very much, a fruit is born. The flower makes a sticky yellow dust called pollen. Remember from the other book when the pollen, he was putting the worker bee was putting the pollen into the cells, right? So this is a strawberry flower. It has pollen. As the bee drinks the flower's nectar, that's what he's doing there, she gets pollen all over her hairy body. Sweet nectar, bumblebee. The bee moves pollen from one flower to another. And then we wait, and presto, the flower turns into a fruit you can eat. What are those? Strawberries. Yeah, without bees, those strawberries would not grow. This process is called pollination. We'd be hungry without the bees. They help vegetables and nuts grow too. This says, thank you, bees. So even though you might be a little bit afraid, that is a stinger, and that's the part you're afraid of.
The stinger gets you, they die.
They do, you're right. That's right. So they don't want to sting you, do they? Here's the thing about bees.
They want me to sting them.
Sometimes bees can be a bit rude. They fly in your face and prance on your food. They buzz in the bushes and buzz in your ear. They sneak up behind you and fill you with fear. They're running away from the bee. You guys do that, don't you? Some kind of string. Oh, they're doing a kite. Look, they're holding a kite and a balloon. But they're not concentrating on what they're doing because they're afraid of the bees that are buzzing near them. They're running away. And worst of all, they do this thing called sting. Ouch! Who got stung by a bee or a wasp?
Violet.
Yeah? Violet did, you're right.
Oh.
We may want bees gone because their sting hurts, but if they're all gone, it would hurt much worse. Without bees, there'd be no more picnics with watermelon. There'd be no more smoothies with mango. There'd be no more strawberries for shortcakes. There'd be no more avocados for tacos. There'd be no apples, which means no more pie. No more cucumbers, which means no more pickles. No more blueberries and raspberries for pancakes or sweet cherries to drizzle. So bees help all of those things grow. Because some foods won't grow without bees to help them along. In a way, the bees are just like you. Did you know that? Bees are just like you. You buzz in the bushes and buzz in my ear. You sneak up behind me and fill me with fear. You fly in my face and prance on my food. You even sting when you're in a bad mood. He's just dressed like a bee. But I never stop loving you. You are my sweet cherry, the apple pie of my eye. You're my cucumber pickle, my bumblebee in the sky. You're my cold watermelon at a picnic in the park. Yep. You're the avocados on my tacos. Right. Right. You're my strawberry heart. Oh, look at 2 strawberries together make a heart.
What are those red things?
That's just the way they did the pictures.
Why is she doing that?
She's yawning.
And she's eating a strawberry.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I didn't see that.
And she's eating a strawberry.
She should sit up when she's eating.
And here.
Yep. Without those little buzzers, the world wouldn't know what to do. That's the thing about bees. We need them just as much as we need you.
Water on her?
Into the cup, I think, in the bathtub. You guys do that.
No. Oh, yeah. That's water.
This says, I have a lot to learn from bees. The author wrote this book because he has a ridiculous fear of bees. That means he's really afraid of them. When his sons were born, he didn't want to pass that fear to them. So he set out to discover all he could about the little buzzers.
About the buzz. Yes, she doesn't want.
So are bees good to have around?
Mm-hmm.
They help with all those foods that we love, right? They help to pollinate, or they wouldn't grow without them. I don't know. He's just opening his mouth really wide. He's being silly. It says, it's brave to try to understand the things that scare us. Now, go be brave. Is that a good story?
Oh.
All right, so the very last page, well, the second last page of this book is everything you need to know how not to get stung. A guide to bees and wasps from the kind to the kind of mean. So this is the kindest and this is kind of mean. So a bumblebee is the kindest because they sting, but they usually ignore people. Then a carpenter bee is next, then a honeybee, then a mud dauber, which I have a lot of those at my house. They're not so nice, and it's not a pollinator, so we don't really want them around.
We have them at all.
Yep, just the black ones. A hornet is the largest wasp.
What is that?
Yeah, that's a hornet. And then a yellow jacket is the most mean.
These
So
things will all sting.
they all can sting, you're right. But some of them want to avoid people. This guy might go after you, so you have to be careful. So this tells you about the way they look and the way they act and whether they're important enough to us. Yep. And then the very last page, I love books that have the nonfiction in them too. Very last page says, if you are still afraid of bees, you can wear a beekeeper suit because we are all beekeepers. So if you're really afraid and if you have bees at your house, you could use a beekeeper suit. I don't know if I'm ever going to do that. But seriously, we need to love the pollinators. Do all you can to save the bees, please.
Bees are the best.
All right, the end.
Bees are the best.
All right, now what are we going to do, girls?
Make bees.
We're going to make edible bees. This is something you can make at home. I put peanut butter. If you're allergic to peanut butter, then you can use almond butter or sunflower butter or any kind of nut butter or sunflower seed butter. I put some in a bag. The proportions aren't real important. So I had really healthy peanut butter at home that had no sugar in it. I put it in a bag and I started kneading it like this. I added a little bit of confectioner sugar and a little bit of honey, and you can add powdered milk if you have any, and that will make it like stick together better. Once you knead it like that, see how it's mixed all together?
Mm-hmm.
And that's just to make it less messy. You could do it in a bowl if you want to.
Yeah.
Once you have that, you're gonna take about, I don't know, half a teaspoonful, like this, and then can you pick it up like Play-Doh and roll it in your hands? And I'll do one too. And you can look up exact recipes if you're not comfortable with just guessing. But when you add it, this is gonna be the body of the bee. So I might make a little bit of a head right there, and then the body's like this. So shape it however you would like. And it holds together because of the powdered sugar. Okay, so put it right on your plate. And can you figure out which is the head, and do you want to make a stinger?
Yeah.
Okay, so make a pointy end for the
Here's the
stinger.
head.
There's a stinger, but we're going to be nice to it so it won't sting us. You got to make it. You got to use your hands to make it. Good.
I
Yep.
didn't make it work. That's it.
Try and make it shaped, whatever way you want to. Do you want a stinger on it?
Yeah.
All right. So just pinch the end like this. Watch. Pinch.
I did
Okay. Good. You did it. All right. Then what we have is sliced almonds for the wings. So can you choose 2 wings that look kind of similar? Like these are about the same size. You guys choose. And I'm going to put the wings right here.
On this size.
Yeah, stick them in.
The same size.
Stick them in your bee body, yep. Don't let them fly away. All right, and then I've got some cinnamon mixed with a little bit of sugar.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm going to
That
put
looks
it
like a donkey.
in here in a bowl. And then this is what we're going to use to make stripes with our,
Bees.
yeah, so I'm going to take, oh, that doesn't work real good. Maybe plain cinnamon would work better. Okay, can you dip your, and then make stripes that go across. It'll also, I'll give you mine just a sec. It'll also make it taste a little bit cinnamony. You could use your toothpick to make 2 eyes. I'm about to give this to you. There, and now he looks like a bee. There
I
you go.
want to do like only eyes.
Okay, you can do, you don't want stripes? There you go. Yeah, I like his eyes, good. That's a cute one. All right, you gonna make stripes with cinnamon? Do you like the way cinnamon tastes?
I don't know how.
And what we can do is, actually, we can wet the, let me wet the toothpick and then it will stick a little better. My bumblebee's ready to fly or to get eaten. Does it smell good? Do you like cinnamon?
Let me make the eyes.
All right, girls, you ready? Okay. Are you ready to eat your snack? You gonna eat his head? Take a bite. Show me. How's it taste? Careful, don't let him sting you.
I want the stinger.
Oh, you ate the stinger. Oh no. All right, girls. Thank you for helping me with story time. Be happy.
I need the stinger.
Good. All right, say bye.
Hi.
Bye.
I